Hello, everybody. We're excited to be here. We are joined by someone we talked into joining us. We're joined by Joe. Hello there.
Hi.
And he's going to be talking about some Archie comics that he has participated in very recently. I trust everyone is okay. We need to be remembering Charlton 66 is still probably getting over another round of COVID. And we have a few other absentees, but we're here, and I'm glad to be here. Hopefully some of you saw Howler's channel, or not Howler, excuse me, Night Tigers. They're more than one syllable, and that's why I had trouble. And I hopefully represented everybody very nicely there without embarrassing too many people. So without further ado, we're going to go. Speaking of Howler, we're going to go to him first. It's been a little while, so hello there. How are you doing?
Pretty good. How are you guys doing? So, we ready for Christmas? No. All right. So I've hit a couple flea markets over the last couple months, and I've really run across some really cool stuff for really good prices. And a couple weeks ago, I hit one place and I ended up getting 24 books for $20, and they came in Mylar also. So I really wish Charleston 66 was here because they're westerns. Uh, got some. This is actually, I looked at this one. This book's for $110, and I got it for 83 cents. But Weird Western Tales number 14, and then they kind of start in the 20s and the stagger back and forth. A couple months ago, I read the final story of Jonah Hex, where he dies and everything, and I'm a believer. Now I am now a huge Jonah Hex fan. I liked Hex to begin with, but actually reading that story, really good stuff here. So I was tickled, I guess is the word, to find these. Just really solid little Western tales with just great covers. I can't believe what kind of shape they were in.
Yeah, they look fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then this is kind of where like the 80s. Yeah. Like, and then I also found an all-star comic in there, which was fantastic. I'm a huge fan of the any characters tied to Earth 2 or World War 2. So these are the Paul Levitts, and I can't remember if Wally Wood was still on the book and stuff. This is number 62 with the Super Squad in it of Earth 2 in the 70s. I think a lot of that book had to do with Wally Wood being on it, I guess. And then this guy had a comic book sale where at his lot he had books 50% off, and I ended up getting some pretty good stuff there. Got a nice little run of Korak, Son of Tarzan. I'm only needing a few more of the DC issues, and I'll have a full run. And of course, they've got Carson of Venus. I think Mike Kaluta might have been in some of those. So, yeah, Zaid 70s pulp goodness here with the Son of Tarzan. And I've been reading some Philip Jose Farmer, some of his Tarzan stuff finally, A Feast Unknown and a few things. But these have great Joe Kubrick covers. I kind of wish Kubrick could have stayed on running the entire Tarzan line all while DC had him. And
I've sent him 2 links, but go ahead.
Yeah. Nice little solid black cover here, which I can't believe there's no color breaks in it because there's no backing board in it. I just got these over the weekend.
Nice.
And I keep falling backwards into Micronauts. That series where a lot of people had fond memories of it, and I've actually ran into people on buying some cheap, where they're talking about how it's the only comic book they read as a kid and everything. So good stuff. Looks like it's a fun comic, and I can't believe I almost have a full run of this. So I'm gonna have to eventually read it. This over here. 2 vinyls I got here real quick that I found. I don't know if anybody likes Tom Baker Doctor Who, but here's a vinyl, recording of Genesis of the Daleks if you're into Doctor Who. And then this one tickled me to death. This is the music of Doctor Who over the years. So now I have like the old school. What was that called? The theremin? When they used the theremin.
Yeah, I did like the theme. Yeah.
So I have that. Yeah. I found a Shot on Our record too. Now this Marvel Age cracks me up. Gore's here. Hello, Gore. But Marvel Age cracks me up because, like, with a lot of the spec going on and stuff, some of these books are actually going up in price. This is probably about a $4 book, but if you look on eBay, it goes for like $50 to $104. And I don't know if people are buying it, all because it's got a Jim Lee interview and some Jim Lee art from X-Files in a preview issue. But it books for about $3 or $4. That blows my mind.
There we go. I was bringing in Strange Life, so
okay.
Go ahead.
I was being punished. I'm like, I'll go faster. All right, and then I've got to show these, man. I have all the Comico, Johnny Quest books. And I kind of stayed away from stuff in the 90s. Little did I know that they had art like this on it, Gene Ha, and at Dark Horse in the 90s. And it's kind of wild because Gene Ha did not do the interiors, but he did the interiors of the one that they got Art Adams to do the cover for. So, I found these for 50 cents a piece and just got them for the art. I don't know if they're any good or not, but I like my Johnny Quest, but I'm like a purist with it. Where did I find the vinyls? They were just at an indoor flea market. And I actually was leaving, like I went through all the comics and I was getting ready to leave to get out there and go pay. And it just happened to catch my eye that somebody had them up in a glass case, and they weren't very expensive, and then I'm always going to get me some Spooky when I see Spooky, because that's how we roll in Spooktown.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, and this great shape too. They had a little dot. They had some little dots there, but they weren't in as good shape as this Casper and Spooky. So
All of those Harvey comics have a personal place in my life.
I dig them. And then I found these down the road from me at another indoor flea market that I rarely go into. And I got me a Sha Na Na record for $1 and some other records. I love Sha Na Na. Yeah. Sunday nights when I was a kid, it was Sha Na Na at 7:30, but at 7 o'clock, it was the Muppet Show. It was syndicated, So, but I've gotten there and I found these. I started going through the guy's comics and I was like, are you serious? I was keeping my poker face on because I got his records. Then he had this cardboard box shoved up under a table, and I pulled it out. Some of the comics were beat up, some were there, but they were all from this era, if you will. So I got me number 3 of Hogan's Heroes, Dale. And he was trying to get me to do a price because he didn't know how much they were worth. So I really had to not sweat when I was talking to this guy because I didn't know if he knew comics or not. He didn't. We agreed on $2 a piece. He was,
Oh my goodness.
Yes. $2 a piece.
That's great because it's got Schultz on it. So,
Hey, there's a lot of scandal surrounding that guy who played Hogan. What's his name again?
Bob Crane. I'm not Bob Crane. Yeah, Bob Crane. What I like about these photo covers, it gives you the names of the actors when they use a picture of them.
Bob Crane,
yeah. But there was a big scandal because he had a buddy who had recording equipment, and they used his celebrity to get. There was a whole movie on it. And
you know the whole spiel. You know,
he's basically Hunter Biden, but with charm.
Yeah, I actually went to the theater. I found that movie playing in a theater. I couldn't believe it. And then I got this. One of my favorite movies as a kid when I could get it on the old antenna. Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea.
I watched it faithfully all the time. That was one of my favorite shows there. All the Irwin Allen shows were great.
I love that show. And then it led me into Lost in Space. Got another last issue of the Invaders with the variant symbol if you're into that kind of stuff. So I don't know if they were all.
I just use a marker and I make all mine variants.
Yeah.
$2 for this bad boy.
Yeah.
Sergeant Fury Howling Commandos, and I'll take this all day. I love poses like this. I like covers like this where it's going to happen. And then I got this one because even though it's got a line, it's been folded. There's some the cover's got somebody folded this up. They probably were rolling it up in the back of their pocket or something, putting it in there. But it's a Bernie Wrightston cover with Jonah Hex. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Wrightston 77. Jonah Hex tied down with honey on him with ants coming at him as, the Mexican bandits watch. It's going to be a slow death with them fire ants and the honey. And let's see. And I'm going to go ahead and just knock it out of my comics. So I'm doing one round. So I got one stack here. And this is left over from a show we tried to do Friday night that didn't stay on track. So I kept them out. But I have an actual number 1 of this put up. I didn't drag it out. But you guys like a little book called Doomsday +1?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I love this Commandy tribute cover. And I think you guys know, I think this is like issue 7 or something like 7 or 9. And and I know everybody here knows, but what they did is they had what was it, 7 or 8 of these comics. And then when they brought them back about a year or 2 later, after John Byrne started getting real popular in Marvel, they brought them back and they used the exact same covers and just picked up the numbering. So number 1 is actually number 9, number 2 is number 10, and so on. I don't know why they did that. So, But yeah, number 2, it was kind of fun to see John Byrne play around, and this is like in 1975, I think. And it was, if you're a John Byrne fan, you get to see where he was sort of becoming John Byrne, playing around in his early days. That's a number 8, but there's a number 4 that should be in here somewhere. Number 4 is where I think, as a collector, I must have put it up. I'm not going to dig here, but the number 4 is where I think John Byrne becomes John Byrne. He found his style. And then I got all the Fantagraphics issues that came out in the 80s where they recolored all his work. They all had Gil Kane covers.
Oh,
As well they should.
Yeah.
And you're even
here's number-
seeing.
I
No,
found
show
number-
that again. Show the dinosaur's nose again.
yeah.
That's
You can see up that nostril.
Yeah, here's number 4. This is where I think, in my opinion, with just what I've read, chronologically of John Byrne, this is where John Byrne became John Byrne. And the big joke with this is that there's a nuclear war, and these guys, 3 or 4 of them, were up in a space station. They come back down to Earth, and as they're walking, they find a frozen mammoth in a glacier, because the nuclear bombs like unfroze some icebergs or something. And they turn around, there's a live mammoth about to kill them. And then all of a sudden, this Viking comes out, and it's like he speaks English. He's been frozen in an iceberg, but he's better now. And they're like, okay, got it. And they go on with their adventures. They found a frozen Viking, and they're cool with it, like it's no big deal. Like that must happen every day. But yeah, just I don't know. I get a kick out of these. I like B movies and C movies, and I like post-apocalyptic stuff. So it is what it is.
Me too.
Oh yeah. So these are fun.
Uh,
But I like the coloring was all right. And yeah.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah, I keep waiting to see if we get a more up the nose action there, but yeah. And I think I'll just stop there, man. I will stop there, and some fun stuff. I had a good time finding this stuff. I got to slow down for the rest of the year because I got to buy presents for other people. I don't know.
At least you saved the best artist for last.
See, I don't know how to take this group. I'm all right with Gil Kane's art. I can't tell. I can't read the room.
Listen, Alice here loves him. The guy up there, Mr. Brady up there, or Greg Brady, or whichever that works, not so much.
Okay, that's
Because
why
he
it
could
is,
never
'cause he's-
find, if he could just find one issue where George Bell is inking Gil Kane,
Yeah.
I think he could retire from comics.
Yeah. They should have had Coletta
Let me
do
say
it. 'Cause you would
Merry
erase it.
Christmas to Hans there real quick. Good to see you,
Merry
Hans.
Christmas,
Heard you
Tim.
jump in. Good to see you, man.
George Bell would have been unable to ink Gil Kane. He would only have been able to ink Adam Austin.
And we welcome everybody in the chat. It's good to see everybody. We're going to be running now to, who did I say next? Must have been Paulo.
Okay, so let's share the screen.
Here we go. Foreign correspondent on. Activate. No.
And there is some French goodness. Okay, so random stuff that I was just going through BDTech, and I found here one of Jacques Martin's forgotten series. Jacques Martin, one of Hergé's protégés, back in the early days of Tintin magazine, even before Tintin magazine, and he was, of course, the creator of the long-running series Alix. This is a bit less known, although a few books were published here in Portugal. It's called Le Franc, and it's about a journalist who goes on several adventures, a few of them a little bit on the science fiction side. Martin only did he illustrated the first album, but then he didn't have time to dedicate to the series. The second one was done by Hergé's last assistant, Bob Demore. And it was only when after almost 20 years when it's with the fourth album that he finally had time to put out more books of the series, because now they were being drawn by Gilles Chaillet, Cheye, of course, did his best to emulate Martin's style, so this was still recognizable. So as you can see from the covers, you have a variety of themes.
Oh, look at that! That
But-
was a great cover right there.
But they always go back to science fiction. Also, one thing that I like about the design of the cover design of this series is that the character is very small on the top left corner, and all you have is the story title, almost as if they were trying to present this as more of a book instead of a comic. Another series that's disappeared. I think there were only 4 albums. Captain Apache, about a young half-breed boy who was also getting in a lot of adventures. But I like the art style. So this was created by Roger Lecura, who was the editor and main feature creator and writer for magazines Vaillant and its successor Pif Gadget. The artist is called Norma. I was looking around for some stuff that he did. Yeah, there's Rangers Slice saying exactly with Pif Gadget. I kind of like the style because they're also trying to emulate a bit what Derib who was doing on Buddy Long Way. So it looks very realistic. It was the third album. I think that there was only another one after this. Les Naufragés du Temps, the Castaways from Time. This series was created by Barbarella creator Jean-Claude Forest. Forest wrote the first 2 albums with artist Paul Gillon, but then Gillon took over the writing himself, and this went on for a couple of decades. The covers are very, very good, and it's a shame that this series is kind of forgotten nowadays.
It just blows my mind how much great science fiction came out of France. That's just not really known out there.
Right,
Vive France.
Yeah, because last week we were talking about dystopian and post-apocalyptic science fiction on our Friday show, and I mentioned that there's very little of it in France because they were always very more upbeat, more trying to be more futuristic, as if the world that they live in it has all these absurdities in it, but it's normal. I love this cover. I think this was already published in Portugal. And there's another one. This was by a little further down the line because it's already published by Humanoid Associé, who were the guys that ended up publishing doing albums of a lot of stuff that came out from Metal Hurlant. And speaking of Metal Hurlant, first I want to plug one of her. If you haven't seen it, go see one of Horror Mike's latest videos. He did a 1.5 hour video on Metal Hurlant and heavy metal, both the comics and the movies. This is Alain Voss. His style would be considered independent in the US, and this album here, Adrenaline, reprints a bunch of short stories which were published in Metal Hurlant. Here's another series of vignettes called Heilman. Very absurd, as you can see.
Oh, man,
as you can see. And one series that I have to dedicate myself to finding because there are only 4 albums which were published, and I think they were all 4 were published in Portugal, so I should be able to find them. Marc Mathieu is also an adventurer who goes around exotic locations, but he doesn't dress as well as some of his contemporaries. So the first album was actually published as a two-parter, the Falcon of Mu. And then this is the second story, which is the third album. And the last one, the Testament du Yeshak. It's kind of a shame that there aren't more stories because
Gesundheit.
Dominique Hay, the writer artist, he gets better. As you can see, the art style looks kind of raw in the first album. And by raw, I mean the way that the characters are, the body language does not look as developed as all the detail that is put into the pharaoh there. But here, I think he's starting to play around with the way he tells stories. So I am very much interested in actually going after those ones. Here's the only book in the Celsius series, so it's kind of in the adventure style that you'd see in Spirou. D'Amberton only did this album. It has two short stories which I believe were published in Spirou magazine, and unfortunately there are no more stories. Brunel and Collin. This series is set in the Middle Ages in the Holy Land.
Very
This is the second-
like.
Yeah. Yeah, because this is drawn by the first albums were drawn by Bourgeon, who is a very well-known artist in France. He created several series, both in science fiction and with historical themes. But he didn't stay with the series for long. He was replaced by Didier Convard, who kept the theme going. So he has a bit of a different style, but it goes well with the theme. This was the fifth album. There were a few more. I think it was canceled after the eighth album, and I believe this is it.
I'm
Yes.
assuming those are in black and white, or are some of those in color?
And all of these are color.
They are.
I think that the Voss one may have been in black and white because it was published in Metal Blanc, but all of these are in color.
Wow, that's great. Yeah.
Another thing about comics and stuff in France, and I guess a little bit of Europe, is like 20 years ago, I had a friend and her husband go to France. He was originally from England, so they went to England, France, and she was getting everybody souvenirs, and she thought she was going to try to find me a comic book. Well, she got thrown off because she was expecting to see kids, where the comics would be, and it was businessmen with their black trench coats.
Yes.
Yeah. And I have it here somewhere what she bought me, and that's a huge difference from what's expected over here in America compared to like in France. I guess it's considered an actual respectable art form, I guess. Is
Well,
that?
yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean-
I have an article, a 40-page article around here in PDF format about how the French were the first ones to try to make American comics respectable.
Yep. Okay.
Hey,
So-
Paul,
We'll talk
the
later. Yeah.
French beat Morocco today.
They did.
Yeah, are you happy about that? They're going to the World Cup.
I don't care.
No?
I don't care.
But you might be
I'm waiting
happy
for the next season of endurance sports car racing. We have new cars because Ferrari are joining. Porsche are coming back. It's going to be a hell of a fight at the Le Mans 24 hours in June.
Wow.
See, it's answers and attitudes like that makes me just adore Paulo sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I don't care.
Well, I thought because of Portugal, Morocco beat Portugal, and
Yeah, I'm tired of all the World Cup talk. Seriously.
yeah, I know that gets. I don't really watch it that much, but I just.
We hear everybody watches. The thing is, our media, instead of doing their best to keep people upbeat about supporting the team, it's like they were sabotaging everything with gossip about Cristiano Ronaldo, and nobody has the patience for that anymore.
Yeah, he
So
said
great.
it
So-
well himself. Ronaldo said it, you know.
Mm.
F FICA. He said F you FICA, and
Guys, I'm going to dip out. Y'all have a Merry Christmas. Thanks for
Okay,
having me
Howard.
on. Good
all
to
right,
see
Tim.
everybody.
There.
And I'll be
See you
watching
later.
on the
Good.
rerun there. So later, guys.
All right.
See you,
Take
Tim.
care of yourself.
All right.
Now we're
So I
going to
won't-
go to. We're
I
going to go
won't be
to.
showing any more books, but I'm still going to stick around for a few more minutes and see a few
Okay.
more people. But then I'll head off earlier as well.
All right, we're going to go to Spinner Rack, and then we're going to go to our guest Joe. So hang in there, everybody. We got a full crowd tonight.
All right. Well, I was going to maybe do some original art next week, but I should show one piece since Joe is here. But this is obviously a Christmas issue of Betty and Veronica from, I believe, the 90s. But the reason I wanted to show this was because I do happen to have the original art to it.
Very nice.
It's a Dan DiCarlo piece. I picked this up many, many years ago. I'm going to guess, right around probably when this comic book came out. So in the 90s at the San Diego Comic Con. Anyway, so Joe, that's for you.
Thank you.
Okay, and then I see that Ranger Sly is in, so I think this is the only Western comic book that I have in this batch.
it's Christmas. It's got a wreath.
Yeah, beautiful painted cover. Okay, and then here is Sensation Comics 38.
Very nice.
And years ago in the early 90s, when I got out of college and bought my first house, I kind of stopped collecting comic books, other than because I was buying, furniture and stuff like that. And but the one thing I did collect was I decided to continue collecting with Christmas comic books. And this was an issue that had been on my list for a long, long time. I had a very difficult time coming up with it. All right, so something that Micah probably likes here.
Yes.
Long list.
Santa Claus Funnies. This is Jingle Jangle issue number 42.
It's nice condition, man.
And then moving into a little superhero. Here's Superman.
Oh, I could have brought that. I have that cover somewhere. That's a great looking cover.
Yeah. Another old Santa Claus Funny. This is a
He's playing with the train.
and then here's something for the captain.
Look at that. I like that. Those are nice.
Yeah, everything I'm going to be showing for Christmas. Here's one you don't see too often, Super Snipe Comics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Those always kind of look weird to me with the little
Yeah.
kid's head and the
Jambo, yeah.
superhero body.
Yeah, it's odd art on that character. Isn't it? And then here's a issue of Famous Funnies.
Looks like Santa had one nip too many there.
Yeah, doesn't it? And here's a classic Coca-Cola Santa shot. And I'll show one more for this round and then move on.
Nice.
And Gratu, I think you were maybe you were showing a Frosty who was ice skating, I think. So,
I think I have it here somewhere. Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's ice skating.
anyway,
You got it real quick?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, there it is.
Nice.
fantastic. All right. Well, Joe, what is new with you?
Well, I got what was it today? They released the Happy Holidays one shot from Archie's, so excited for people to check that out. It's all Christmas themed horror stories. I got to write a story involving Reggie, Midge, Moose, and Sugar Plum and Jingles. So it was a lot of fun to put that together. It's a 6-page story that I got to work with Patrick Piazzalunga was the artist, and the main story in it is a Jughead the Hunger story with Frank Thierry and Joe Eisba. So I really hope people check that out. This is my second short with Archie. I did Jinx's Grim Fairy Tales back in August, which you also graciously had me on your show to mention then. So I was happy to come back and spread the word on that. I'm a big Archie fan, so that's great. Don't worry, I made sure to go back. I read first appearances. I always try to do that whenever I write something, in addition to other things to brush up on that. And last week, my next ongoing for Mad Cave, Dahlia in the Dark came out, so that's also available now. This is like a crime noir, with urban fantasy elements in it. So, and thank you, Comic Book Frog. Born of Blood, you'll be happy to know. I worked with everyone on the pass for issue 4. So that's all prepped and ready to go to the printers. So that's coming along too. And I also, since this is a show where people show things off, I figured I'd show a couple of recent acquisitions as well. Some of them comics adjacent. Like I picked up this book, the Iger Comics Kingdom. I've been wanting to do some more research on that studio. It's really interesting. It's a lot of just like background research on that company by someone who used to work there. And speaking of Flamingo, one of my recent acquisitions was an original Flamingo strip. Let me show you that there.
Wow.
So this is
Wow, that's very nice.
Yeah.
So happy to get that there. This is Ruth Roche wrote it with. This is after Matt Baker left, so it's a John Thornton on the illustrating there. But I'm really excited to have that piece. I've been wanting something. I love the comic strips as well. And speaking of, I also splurged and got Tashin's The Complete Little Nemo that came out recently.
Goodness.
They put out some big books.
Yeah, it is absolutely gorgeous. Even at this big size, it's still the print's not gigantic because this was like a Sunday newspaper strip, so you still gotta careful. But the end paper is there. I mean, it's such a fantastic read. And I'll also, before I let you all continue, I'll show you one Christmas thing I got recently. And that's very nice. And thank you, Breen, for doing that. I appreciate that. And I'm a big fan of Christmas. Again, this is comics adjacent, but this is I got an original animation cell from the Garfield Christmas special.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I love that special growing up, and now I have a part of it. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. So that will conclude my showing off of items.
All right. They looked good.
Nice stuff.
Thank you.
All right. Well, let me show a few things, and then we'll go to our good captain. Showed this Sunday on Night Tiger's channel. Burning his tail off. And making his list to Santa. And here, poor Donald's having some plumbing issues.
I'll say.
Now, a couple weeks ago, I had gotten my first Forbidden Worlds, which Eric Breen quickly grabbed his copy. I don't know how many of these you have, Eric.
About 9 of them, I think.
Fantastic. I'm just starting to get them. So here's volume 10.
I love that cover. It's cover to number 60, which I'm looking for in comic book form.
These are recent eBay. Here's the nice gorilla.
Are they pretty cheap on eBay?
I'm getting them for 20.
Okay.
I don't have a half price books like you were so.
Well, I don't have that anymore. I mean, there's one in Des Moines, but I didn't see any. They didn't have this kind of stuff there. But that means the guys on eBay are buying them for $10 and selling them for 20.
Probably.
Yeah. But some of these books have slip cases that make giant displays. I've never seen anyone with the whole set of those sets. It must be spectacular.
And as always, the coloring is really good. So
Nice.
And the ads.
Of course. Got to have the ads.
So also, it came with one of those. I got a copy of Erie.
Oh, wow.
Sweet.
And as you can see by this, here it is. They've added a few things. So they start off with a few issues of Erie. Then they go to the Phantom Witch Doctor, Night Mystery. And then as a bonus, they go back in time and they get one of the earlier Eries. Now, I don't know.
That's Nosferatu, yeah.
That's
I
the
don't know why
first
they
one,
didn't,
1949.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't put it in chronological order, but hey, as long as I've got it. And, great.
Yeah, that's great.
All right. I'll show one more, Donald, and I'm trying to make my run very quick because we've got a pretty good cast here tonight. So, all right. Who would like to go next?
You said you were going to Strange Life there.
Well, I'll go.
Oh, that's right. Thank you. That's why I asked that question. Somebody's supposed to remember that.
It was me.
Yeah.
I just pull this off. Pull this one out. I guess they had quite a few different Frosty the Snowman comics that they'll put out, different covers. But I think I saw a Spinner Rack show copy of this.
Yeah.
Pretty nice with the. What else did I got here? Oh, I got to pull this out. I got a Flash Gordon. I think I showed this once before, a long time ago.
That's nice. Yeah, you can show it again if you have.
She's getting screwed, you know. I mean, she's really getting screwed there. But I think this came out just before December, so it had ads in here that were. I'll look at the back ad. This is in pretty nice shape.
Sweet.
Aren't those great, man? I love that.
And we'll get one for Christmas. I'll be set.
Then we got, it's kind of a Christmas ad here.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, I'm not showing it too good.
That
Should be bike.
bicycle looks like it's loaded. It's got all the bells and whistles.
Yeah, yeah.
Are they reprinting Alex Raymond art there, or is someone just imitating it really well?
I think that these are reprints of the original strips.
Okay, good.
Alex Raymond, yes, absolutely. There's a Captain Tootsie, but there was another one that was really that I thought was really cool in here. That was I don't know where the hell it is now. Huh? What happened to it, Lucy? She's gone. Oh, here.
Yeah.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is what all the slabbing people don't understand. They say,
Yeah,
well, I
I
can
know,
read the reprints, but you can't see the ads, and that's to me.
And this is definitely CGC worthy, but I'm not gonna put that in.
That's a nice looking book.
I'm not gonna slab that thing. I mean, I got another copy of it right there, but well, if I did slab it, I'd have a reader copy, but I'm not gonna do that.
You're the only person here that consistently brains yourself.
Yeah, I guess, man. I mean, I don't know how I do it, but I do it, I guess.
Well, Gratu does, but on his own show.
Well, Silver Age Dave is the king of that because he's got whole boxes like
I know.
Vampire Tales #1 or something, or
Yeah.
Tales of the Zombie #1.
Oh man, I gotta get rid of some stuff. I got no room here. All right, well, I pulled out some of the Treasury editions that I got. It's not all of them. It's not all the Christmas covers I have, but it's a few of them. A superhero grab bag.
There's a little Gil Kane.
Yeah.
It's hearing.
I noticed there's some Gil Kane interviews on YouTube I'm going to need to watch.
Ooh.
I just want to see how tall the guy is because I'm just always had this theory that he was short and he was always looking up people's noses.
Listen there. Ooh.
What's that?
Mike was responding to me getting excited.
Eric was a little cheerleader there.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. I don't even know what the heck is in this one.
Do you have a complete run of the DC Rudolph from the 50s, or a lot of them?
Me?
Yes.
No, I don't have a complete run. I do have a lot of them, but it's not complete.
That would be good to show maybe before Christmas if you can dig them out.
Yeah,
Nice.
another grab bag, and then the back.
I don't have that one.
I got that one when I was a kid.
That one up.
Yeah, let's see here. There's an Archie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've never seen Treasury size Archies.
Yeah, you don't see them too often, but they're there.
I never saw them when I was a kid.
Speaking of Rudolph, here's Treasury.
Very nice.
There's the back of it. I'm glad they got this UPC code on the back cover and they didn't put it on the front. Man,
Yeah.
That's the Sheldon Meyer cover, by the by. There's another Rudolph.
I love the Rudolph Rankin Bass TV special, but then I've heard people say, I really hate that because, and I say, how can you hate it? And then they make really good points. How Santa Claus is an asshole, and it's all about bullying, and it's like it's like really unpleasant. But this makes Santa Claus look great, but really Santa Claus was like a real prick in that. It was only nice once Rudolph was able to do something for
Yeah,
him.
do something for him.
I mean, it was
You gotta even
the
put
way to
some
depict
milk and let him play with your train set, man. I got a bunch of readers there. What is this? I don't even know what I got here. Oh, here's something. I think somebody might have showed this. I probably showed this before too. Gotham at Midnight. Kind of a bizarre Christmas bondage cover. And here's the little clinker from Montgomery Ward's.
Wow.
That's I've never seen that.
I haven't either.
Yeah, somebody's
Are
pulling
there-
some clinkers, man. I don't know.
They're pretty cool toy ads in that.
I can open it up. I haven't looked in this for a long time.
Because I imagine it's half promotional, obviously.
Oh
for
yeah, it's
Montgomery
got
Wards.
some of that, but it's mainly for kids, for activity.
Uh-huh.
It's not like a catalog, actually. It's
Because that Woolworth one has a lot of toy ads.
it's got stories in there, and I think the only advertisement for products. See, here's a kid. He filled it in. He filled in one of the puzzles. Eggs, goat gate, and step.
I like when they fill it in with 4-letter words that don't work at all, but just because they want to be perverse.
Yeah, this is the only ad here for products from Ward's right there.
Oh, they're trying to sell this clinker doll.
Yeah, the little clinker.
That's the whole point.
That's the actual ads, though. So, pretty neat. I look for these a lot because I don't know when they're going to disappear. Then I think I was at a mini-con, this past weekend with Time Travel Comics, and I picked this up for $5 at half price.
That's cool. Yeah.
What issue was that? That was 189. It's got a Louis Dominguez, I believe, is the artist on here, and he was just great, underrated. Yeah, Louis Dominguez. Then here we got Warlord of Mars. I got this for $4. Everything was half price. Giant #1, king size annual. Then I got a king size annual Captain Marvel for $4.
Oh.
And then the man from Atlantis got this for I think this, when I at first glance, for the first second, I thought that it looked like Neil Adams artwork, and then I realized it's not Neil Adams, and it says right there BS. So that's Buscema and I think Joe Sinnott.
So yeah.
Sinnott. Why do I always say Sinnott?
Maybe it should have been SB. It just kind of looks better.
And that was $5. And then he gave me a gift here. Christmas, Alter Ego.
Wow.
This is
Nice.
156 from January 2019. It looks like Dr. Doom is about to punch Santa right in the schnoot. But our heroes are on the way to stop him.
I remember Man from Atlantis being a good show at the time. It may not be today if I was to rewatch it, but I remember liking it.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. And then
Yeah,
I'm probably going to let somebody else go. But I got a bunch of stuff here. Probably going to show on my channel too. I got a bunch of comic readers, early ones.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
I think it's the longest running comic book fanzine that was ever published. It started in 1961. 1961. That was before they ever had any conventions. And then I think the last in the mid 80s, 84, 85, they stopped publishing. But this is from what year is this, man? 1974. But it's number 113 from 1974. But what's interesting here, this is kind of, I don't know. They got, here's number 94 when they're 35 cents. Covered by Howard Chaykin. What is this here? Here you can see the guy. This is issue 100, I think. Here's the guy the original owner. And they got the wrong street. It says Heritage. It's supposed to be Hermitage, but he still gets it delivered there. But here's what's interesting. This one is a lot more expensive. Number 95, because I can get most of these for like $4, maybe $5. This one goes for like anywhere from 10 to 20, just because they say it has the first appearance of Blade in it. But it is not the first appearance. It's the first mention of Blade. And it's, they tell you what's coming out in the coming months. So they just had a small paragraph talking about, what the hell is it now? What horror they got there? Tomb of Dracula coming out, and they mentioned Blade in the paragraph, and then all of a sudden it's supposed to be worth a lot more money.
Oh.
Where is it? I'm gonna look for it because it is interesting to me. I don't know. This is absurd. Come on. Oh, here. Right there. See that? Tomb of Dracula number 10.
The house name was Blade.
Ridiculous, man. Just this little thing that they mentioned in saying it's the first appearance of Blade.
Oh, boy.
Absolutely absurd, man. So, but anyway. And then, of course, later on, they changed the format and it looked something like this. And I have a lot of these, too. So, that's it. I got some other stuff here I can show you later. Strange Tales, Marvel Tales, stuff like that.
Well, they looked good. All right, let's go to Grot 2 and then Jambo.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go away now.
All right. See you, Paulo.
See you guys later.
Take care,
Paulo. Merry Christmas, buddy.
Merry Christmas.
Hey, look at that.
The back cat is amazing.
Oh, look at that bike.
It's even better is the artistry of the original owner.
Yeah.
Which I think is great. I mean, I'm sure that the people that like to slab things would be offended by that, but I like the fact that there's a dent in the bottom of the book that was caused by someone that once loved this book. So, it's just
you have a bike.
Comics.
You have a bike in your. When I was over there, I saw the bike in your garage. Was that what brand bike was that? That was in the 50s, right?
Yeah, it is a Schwinn. I think it's a Roadmaster. Someone had restored it, but I need to have some more work done to it.
That's a nice thing to have.
Yeah. I mean, I can't afford like a 1961 Thunderbird, but I guess I can have an old bike because, on what I make, I can't. Anyway, there's a French comic book. Isn't it amazing? So they're speaking French.
Vive la France!
But it's but I wouldn't want to live in France because you have horrible stuff like this in there, and their fonts are terrible, But that's all right. I'll forgive them, even though they spit on Americans that go, maybe not anymore. But when my parents lived in France in the early '60s, they didn't like Americans, and I was thinking, well, didn't we save them from Hitler? And it's like, no, they don't see it that way. I think if someone saves you from the bully on the playground, and then you resent the guy that saves you because why was I man enough to beat Anyway, here's Archie's Christmas stocking. In the days before UPC
Nice.
codes.
Yeah.
And then actually I think it was a thing about socialism. They kind of probably liked Hitler being there, actually, some of them. So there's a more modern. I consider this modern, even though it's probably 35 years old. But to me, this is a new comic, and I don't know. I can't even see new comics. I looked up the new horror comic. It looks cool. I like the variant, or if it has two covers where the old style Betty and Veronica are kissing Archie's corpse. It looked pretty cool. But I can't get to a comic store because I have to drive an hour to get to one. But I'd like to get that book. Let's see. What else can I show you? Speaking of Jonah Hex, I love the issue that shows how he died and his body was turned around as this old gunfighter, like they often did. But what I didn't like is when they went back and told how he got the scars on his face. And I thought, you're taking away all the mystique. We don't need to know that. And then they show, Indians did it. No.
Well, at least it wasn't Captain Marvel's cat.
Well, it just that needed to be left alone, And then in the movie, which could have been great if they had made it like a spaghetti western, if they'd made it like the comics. I mean, that actor could have pulled it off, but they have to give him superpowers like they're doing with Wednesday Addams now. Anyway, I just hate everything. I'm sorry.
I was just laughing at myself because I was thinking, he hates everything, man.
This right. This font is amazing. And that's just, to me, when I think of Christmas, I think of this font.
Yeah, that's
another
nice.
thing that hits my head immediately when I think of Christmas is the ad in Mad Magazine done in the old style of Alfred E. Newman coming to Ebenezer Scrooge, and he's got the chains, he's the ghost of Christmas past. I think of that because I remember seeing those ads.
My eyes are always drawn to that logo. Whenever I go to a convention and I see Archie Comics, the Christmas stuff, it's always that logo. My eyes go right towards it.
But look at this. I mean, look at the beauty of this compared to, what comes out every Wednesday now. I don't care. I wish the grease pencil honestly wasn't there, but I guess that was the news dealer that did that. But I think that's just so beautiful. I like the snow, the lettering. It's just everything's great.
I've never seen that one.
Yeah, it's just everything's. It's almost. Oh, here's a childhood copy, and it's got my third or fourth grade attempt to.
Mariana said that Gratu was a grown-up Mikey. Remember
that
commercial?
Yeah, that's what I am. I even have the same posture when I'm eating as that kid. Okay, what do they call it when they give you a special different color on CGC when you've done modifications with markers?
Oh,
restored
label.
Restored.
Yeah, green
Yes,
label.
I restored this. Probably I got it in first grade, and in third grade I realized I needed
qualified label.
So yes. So this is my I don't know if you can tell, but I used a red marker to fix the spine ticks, and also some little marks around here. I was fixing them up. But anyway, I'm not planning to spell it, so it doesn't matter.
You can read it.
I wish I hadn't messed it up to begin with, but the comics are made for kids.
Right, they were.
At least they used to be.
Yeah.
Here's the Woolworth one that has a lot of toy ads in it.
Nice.
I think I have that too.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
But that's nice. I love those department store comics. I love those, man.
Oh yeah. Captain Strangelove. I don't know if you saw an episode or two back, but I think I was talking to you about this maybe on the phone. These are the books that there's 2 volumes. These are the complete correspondence back and forth between Lovecraft and Robert E. Howard.
Right.
And
I want to get my hands on a set of those. I was looking on Amazon, and they're about $30 a piece.
People did before the internet, before text messaging. They sent back and forth. I mean, it's
Steve Ditko still sent letters. He never had a computer to type all that stuff out.
Yeah, well, they're all like minds.
Yeah.
Wonderful eccentrics and everything.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. Do I have anything else? Here's a monster
Viewmaster
reel. I got a lot of stuff, but
Oh, look at that,
the
man.
state of flux here.
Do you have the Viewmaster for that?
This is what do you mean?
The actual that's a Viewmaster slide.
The reels are inside this. This is the envelope.
Yeah, you got the actual machine, the Viewmaster.
Oh,
machine?
I have several Viewmasters. Yeah, so I can look at them. Yeah, that's how I did that painting of the giraffe that in the Adams family's living room. Is I took the little trading card that had a close-up of the painting, and then I looked at the Viewmaster reel of the Adams family and saw the color scheme of that painting, and then I was able to try to make a replica back, I don't know, probably in the 90s when I did that. Let's see, maybe there's I had separated all these Christmas comics, and then I realized, well, what's the point of doing that? That just means I'm going to show the same books every Christmas. So I'm starting to, this is going to be like the farewell appearance, and then they're just going to go back in with everything else, because then what happens ultimately, if I have all this stuff separated, then I love the red covers. Things happen where because it's like right now I can't find that first of the 70s All-Star comics, which Howler Mouse was showing a little. He wasn't showing the first one, the first Power Girl. I've got that. It's in perfect shape, but where is it? I may not ever find it in my lifetime, and that really annoys me. So and then starting to separate everything, it creates a problem. Like I pulled out. Oh, here's a Sabrina one. See, in the Archie world, the witches celebrate Christmas. They're not praying to Hecate and saying "Hail Satan." Netflix. I mean, it was the actress is perfectly charming. A lot of that, but they just didn't quite get it. I mean, they almost got it. Like this is in my Christmas comics. And I might be going through witching hours thinking, well, why don't I have issue 28? And it's because it's with the Christmas comics. And it's like, I just don't want. OCD is a terrible thing, so I try to avoid it. So
You ever see the Moroccan flag?
What?
You ever see the Moroccan flag? It has a satanic star on it.
I don't know.
It's kind of weird. I was watching the World Cup and I saw Morocco and I saw their flag, and it's just a red flag with a green satanic star in it, man.
The only sport I ever watched was roller derby. It has or hockey. I've watched hockey. Roller derby really amused me when I was 5, seeing those ladies fly out of the ring over the railing. I was laughed so hard as a little kid, but it has to be violent and or show a lot of female skin, possibly. So I'm like, I might watch LFL, or is that what it's called, the lingerie football? Or I might, or I would probably watch the Puppy Bowl more. I'm just a sissy. I'm a pussy. I never got into sports because there were sports on Sunday, or there was Reptilicus on the other channel, and it's like I had to make a decision. And also my father was a workaholic. He was a colonel in the army, and he may have taught my older brothers how to play sports, but by the time I came along, he was never really around. I'm not knocking him, but he was never really around to teach me manly things. So I just wound up being a pussy collecting these Archie and Marvel comics, you know. But it's amazing, you guys that can walk both worlds. Because like if I went to a bar, I just know about comic books and nerd shit. Sorry, I don't mean to curse. But Eric and Graphic Man, you can talk to normal people. It's amazing. It's like a superpower. Like my wife's first language is Spanish, and we can go into this Mexican restaurant, and she can talk to them all about stuff, and no one else in the restaurant knows what they're talking about. Not up here in Texas, they would have, but up here, nobody knows Spanish. It's like, wow, it's a superpower. She's like one of the X-Men. She can speak another language. So Paulo's amazing too, because he can read all these comics from all these different countries, you know. Anyway,
very cool. Hey, before we go to Jambo, Gratio, I just wanted you to see what you just showed. So,
oh, you're reading me, yeah. Okay.
I can get credit for that.
That's the 64 one. Is that what it says? 64.
Yep, 1964.
I wonder if they reprinted it and changed the year every so often.
Could be. All right, Jambo, take it away.
All right. I don't have too many Christmas comics, so I've got like 2 or 3.
Hey,
that's a great one, though.
Oh, you got some of the grab bags.
Yeah. I think it has the back of them on the back side of the cover there.
Yeah, it does.
I think so.
Micah, could you make that grab ass, or would that? No,
Well, I probably could, but I don't think I would.
Each other.
There's Tick's Yule Log Special.
Wow.
And a beat up, really dirty Bugs in the Reindeer.
Oh,
look at that baby. Hope he doesn't have any ticks.
But I did get to go to a con, and well, I picked this up just because I've been reading these stories and they're great. Not for any other reason.
Wait, is the new comic actually good?
No, it's terrible.
Oh, you mean you've been reading the stories from the 40s and they're great, and you just like these covers?
Yeah, I wish they would kind of reprint some of those. So I did find this at the con.
Ooh,
Oh,
very good.
very nice.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Why can't they make good interiors for comics anymore? Why is it just good covers? I mean,
I don't know if the rest of it looked like that cover, it would be super awesome.
Yeah.
why can't they do that?
Too much time, too expensive. I don't know.
Alex
that was
Ross
cool.
is like the biggest Judas goat. That, I mean, he can just get you to buy stuff that's terrible inside.
Young
This is
Go
so
Jim.
Yeah, it's number 14 from 1949.
I think I got a
Paul Norris cover.
Yeah, Jambo, that is awesome art.
yeah.
Yeah. Pretty cool. I was digging that.
She doesn't look too scared though.
No, not really. I think she's upset she lost her paddle there or something. I don't
Well,
know.
you wouldn't be scared if Jungle Jim was there.
Oh well, that's true.
So that was $11. And I was hoping Steve was going to be here because I found that.
Wow.
And it's a Charlton from 1950.
Imagine him really standing like that.
And he's
That's
look,
like the
he's
way he
shooting that
walks.
guy in the face there.
He's like a.
They wouldn't
Shot
show
his
that
ear
today.
off.
Shot him right in the face.
He shot off his ear.
Is that what's happening?
Yeah, it's Gotham City Comics. It's in the chat.
So that was cool.
Oh yeah, cool.
And I got that for $7, so that was cool too.
Nice.
Number 24,
Straight arrow.
1951.
Does that mean he isn't gay?
No,
He's
he's a straight
straight.
shooter.
Not crooked arrow, straight arrow.
Hmm.
The buffalo looked pretty tiny, though.
Yeah, well, he's swinging in on a rope or something. I don't know.
Oh, they're down farther. Oh, he's high up.
Yeah, he's doing a Tarzan kind of thing or
What's the
something.
rope attached to? There's no
I have no idea, but yeah, it's up there.
The big sky.
I got these for $1.
Wow.
Oh, my mother
got
let
a-
me buy that when I was in second grade. You know, she always approved any book that I held.
Did she see
She didn't see that he's
She
about
didn't
to
see
stab
that,
a
did
new
she?
woman. Yeah,
Yeah, it was $1. So
she was
serious
not on her
spine roll
game
on
that
it,
day.
but yeah, still for $1.
Yeah,
Not bad.
I felt really ashamed that I owned it. I was really kind of like, I don't know. I was a second grader, man. It's like,
Wow.
Well, it's kind of like me. I sent off in the mail and got a Pacific Comics catalog back a long time ago when I was a kid, and it showed up in the mail and it had a Frank Frazetta cover on it. It was the Ghoul Queen. And of course, she was completely naked, and there was a naked lady laying on the ground and stuff. And my mom is the one that got the mail and seen it in the mailbox.
well, is that the one that was on the cover of National Lampoon? Or no, she was like a Goblin Queen. Or well, I don't know.
Ghoul Queen, Goblin Queen.
That was a different one. Maybe.
Yeah, it was showing all of her naughty parts. So
this is a great moment because the Rook was a great character, and you know
Yes.
this is a fine moment. You know, there.
a good team up there.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say.
Vampirella and Panther was in there also. So
Does Dynamite own the Rook?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen anything with the Rook in it, so I don't know if I showed that or not.
Oh man, Sea Devils. Yeah, I'm trying to get a complete run of that.
Yeah, me too, Captain. They're out there, but some of them are kind of pricey.
Yeah.
But just those Russ Heath covers, man, they're awesome.
They're great. They're absolutely great.
I got this at the con. It was $10. That's my favorite cover on that run. And with the Lost in Space.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
It's number 52. So
that's a very unusual cover.
Yeah, they look like ghost fairies.
Kind of weird.
Fairy ghosts.
Yeah, that's a different artist than I've ever seen.
Yeah, I didn't write down who did it. It's from 77.
Yeah, it wasn't a good year, but
okay. Wow, we're doing pretty good. We've not set off any alarms, but now we go to very dangerous territory. Listen to that. Wow.
I tried last week. I couldn't set the damn thing off because I quit. All right, we're going to start with what came out today and the aforementioned.
Oh, yeah.
Look at Happy Horror.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's the cover Grattu was referring to. I mean, I got this out. I thought Frank Thierry was going to be on the show tonight.
Is that the artist that did that?
No, he wrote the first story.
Oh,
that's why I have so many friends. The latest issue of FemForce.
Ooh.
They're
all right,
counting down to 200. Now, someone mentioned, a lack of good art in comics today, and they're not reading this. So I can't pronounce the artist's name, and I haven't committed to memory, but Dan Jurgens is writing it. It's basically a retelling of the original origin, very faithful to the old novels, I'm told. And the artist, if you're familiar with Jackson Geis, you would swear it was him. It's beautiful interiors, and this has been a fantastic series so far.
Oh, show us some of the interior.
So some of the early novels are Maine, obviously.
Yes, sir. Strange hat, sir. Um,
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
That
looks
looks
like
nice.
John Buscema.
Yeah, a little bit.
you know what? That's come to think of it, it does kind of little Buscema and Jack Guy. So I said it's there's one panel in particular. If I can find it here.
A panel that looks like Gil Kane.
No, that's well, I can't find it. But I said here's another couple of pages. I mean, it's
Oh,
very
yeah.
gubby. I said it's but yeah, I never. Yeah, that does look very Buscema.
Do all comics today have the black borders? Is that very like almost all? No comics have white borders around the panels anymore.
Oh, I mean, this one's got white.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that looks like a real comic. Yeah, okay. When they do the black, it doesn't look right to me. It looks like one of those 50s fake 3D ones where they're trying to make it look like we're in a movie theater.
This is something that Mark Miller's doing. It's through Image, and it's $2, and it's going to each issue is going to be $2. He's trying to see if selling them cheaper will sell more copies, and because it's kind of like striking a blow for the high price of comics.
Is it his own company?
No, he's doing this one through Image.
Oh, I see the Image logo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, unfortunately, it was a comic book.
But the lower price point, is it aimed at younger people?
No, not necessarily. It's just he's trying to find out if lower prices will get more people to buy the book, because most DCs are up to $5 now.
Yeah.
Oh, ridiculous.
Marvel did that. Marvel did that with Untold Tales of Spider-Man, and it didn't work.
Yeah. Here's the latest Vampiress Carmilla.
Oh boy, I wish I could get those. That really looks pretty real.
It does. It looks, and in honor of having a new Archie title and one of the writers here, I thought I'd show a couple of Archie Madhouse.
Oh, nice.
They should bring back that book.
What?
Are you talking about when it turned into like the hippie book?
Well, no, Madhouse was always more of a. What am I thinking of? Yeah, Madhouse was kind of like an attempt to be like Mad Magazine slightly, but there was one where it's more horror oriented. Maybe I need to think.
Well, they switched to a horror format in like
no, it was a comic called Bats.
Oh,
wasn't that Archie?
Yes.
Yeah, that was the one that was all horror. That's what they should. The comic that came out today they should revive Bats and put it under that title, I think. But what do I know? Brides.
He's a sucker for the romance.
It's getting our sensitive side on here.
Oh yeah.
So, Confessions of the Lovelorn.
Whoa. Very nice.
What does it say at the top of the magazine that dares
tell the truth?
Oh, that's a great thing. You could back when I used to do fanzines, I could have stolen that and put it at the top.
HCG.
This guy painted some covers on some of the what was the earlier one? I know the earlier title of like Forbidden Worlds or something like that, because there's one where a guy's like walking on air, out by himself, and it's the same like artist, painter, whoever. Yeah, it's
looks like paperback art.
There's issue of Ghosts.
Oh, I love that.
That's good.
Again, this is Comic Pro line, covering for a lot of imperfections because that book is trashed. And that's what I was hoping that Steve would be here, because this is a reduced copy of Haunted Love, unless you add the 2 cents, 10 cents, and then it is 20 cents.
Wow.
I think Steve fell asleep in the bubble bath while they were drinking a martini.
Here's an old Jughead.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And My Little Margie.
Oh yeah. I used to watch a TV series when I was a little kid.
There's a two-gun kid.
Nice.
Here come the ganchos.
Man, I wish I'd read more of these when I had more of these because I'm really enjoying these stories. There's an Unknown Worlds.
Ooh.
Oh, look at the big hand.
Yeah, let's see.
I got to get that number. What's the number then?
It is number 33.
33. Unknown Worlds.
Yes, Amazing Spider-Man. And Joseph, help the old man with fading memory out. Were you not talking about this the other day? This particular story?
Yes.
Yeah, he may not have, but he might just be covering for me. 70.
Yeah, no, we talked about that because someone mentioned it in the chat on Sweetcast stream.
That's right. And they said if we when Wes breaks down, they said that might be one we do.
Yeah, that should be. I would love to do that one. Hulk 261. There's a bunch. It turns out there's a lot of good comics out there.
Yeah. That's the Outlaw Kid. This was one of the 10th anniversary 25-cent square bound.
Mm-hmm.
Too bad Rod's not here. There's a Silver Surfer 14.
Ooh.
If I take this out of thing, it will fold like an accordion. Six Gun Heroes.
Well, they're meant to be read, you know.
Red, yes. Rolled up into a ball. Probably not. But, it's another one I said looks a whole lot better hiding behind a Comic Pro line bag than if it wasn't.
It's a nice cover.
That is a cool cover.
It is it's a great story too because the Hangman captures the enemy ace, and on the ground they're very cordial and almost like friends. But as soon as he escapes and takes off in a plane, Hangman goes after him with every intention of killing him. Love this cover.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm kidding.
This is something I said. I was hoping Steve were here because he's probably I know he would appreciate that.
I was just. This is so weird. I was just reading this upstairs.
This issue?
Yes, I got 3 copies of that.
Of course you do.
I'm going to probably give some of those away in a future contest or something.
Now, this, we're going to close on this one.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. I love that cover. Look at that.
But, oh my goodness, it gets better.
I like this. Eric's opening up his books tonight.
When you open a Weird Mystery Tales, you're not expecting the great one. But here he is.
Well, hopefully that makes everybody happy.
Merry Christmas, Baranya.
She probably stepped out of the room too. Yeah. And when she gets back, she'll go, I wish they'd set that thing off. So.
When that gets set off, does it make it impossible for you ever to monetize this video in the future? Do you get a copyright claim thing in there?
No, every now and then, it's made it to where if they deem this stuff worthy of commercials, that they would get paid for it, but I wouldn't. But
they seem to be getting more sensitive where any music that plays in the, because I've had in the past I played this old music that played in Kmart's in the 60s, and it's just on YouTube, and I'll play that in the back of a Christmas special, no problem. Now it says copyright claim for music that is not in any, just generic.
I tell you, you got to be very careful if you use Jimi Hendrix for some reason.
Or the Beatles, anything.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah. George Harrison.
So, well, those were all very, very nice, Eric. I have to say. What was that, Captain?
You mentioned that book would roll up if you took it out, and what I thought was interesting during Night Tiger's show the other night, the restoration guy, what is his name again?
Jerry the Jitterbug.
He said that one of his you showed one in a slab, and he said, this is one of my earliest things that I had flattened, or what do you call it, ironed, pressed, and that he had sent it, and that he'd got it graded, but then what he had done came undone inside the slab. So I'm wondering, when they grade it, they're grading it as it is then.
Yeah.
Then it can, then everything all the pressing can come undone, and the spine roll comes back inside the plastic, and then it's still got that higher grade. I don't know. To me,
I was never a friend of the grading thing. Unless you're have an intention of trying to sell it. And it's a rare book worth a lot more money.
It sounds like if you're selling it pretty quick, is if the damage the pressing can come undone inside.
That could be a problem.
All right. I will show a couple of Tarzans. They won't set off any alarms. So. This is from the novel Tarzan and the Ant-Man, which I highly recommend. And this is part 2 of that.
Oh, look at that rat.
Yeah. In the novel, Tarzan doesn't realize he's been shrunk. He wonders how they got big so soon. Yeah. All right, enough of that. We'll showed this on Night Tiger the other night. Now this gag with the sled not being long enough, that shows up from time to time.
Yep.
And a great Christmas cover here.
He's sucks.
And here's one just a tad faded. Colors aren't that sharp anymore, but still a classic.
Still looks nice.
All right. Has anybody got anything they wanted to show?
No, I'm probably going to take off, Micah. My internet is getting really bad over here. So.
All right. Well, Jambo, we appreciate you. And last week especially, it was his birthday, and Jambo shared a lot of his night with us. So we thank you for that. You didn't have to.
Happy belated birthday.
It's the funnest part of the day. Thank you, sir. You guys have a good evening. Joe, good to see you and meet you.
If I don't see you guys, Merry Christmas.
Same to you, sir. You guys take care. Thank you.
All right.
And I think Dave was probably trying to bow out as well, right?
No, I've got one more round I could do.
Oh, fantastic.
So
let me go right to you.
Okay. I know we're a few weeks out. I should have showed this earlier, but here's a Giggle Comics with a Thanksgiving theme.
That's nice. I almost got a complete run of that.
Did you really?
Yeah, almost.
Maybe
I got the first
3 or 4 of them, all of them Christmas issues.
Yeah, those are the ones I'm trying to get.
All right, this is Superman 166. I always love this cover.
Yeah.
Of course, it's Superman. I'm pretty sure that we all know it's probably Lois Lane there, and he's got one super son and one who's not so super. Micah, you probably like this.
Oh, yeah. Very
I think you
nice.
showed this, didn't you?
No, somebody else did
No?
though.
Somebody else did? Okay. And then I apologize to Gratu, but here's a.
That's all right. You
Yeah.
could smash it,
Yeah,
pick it out of
yeah.
there.
I have undone some. This one's a hard one to do because of the grade and the
Yeah. Oh
value
yeah.
of it.
That
I
is
always
pretty high.
wondered why in the world, before you stand the tree up, why not put the top on the tree first? Whatever you're putting up there, a
Well-
star or whatever else, an angel.
And Robin, who's an acrobat here,
Right.
fumbling
Yeah, look at
around.
him.
I was just thinking the same thing.
So here's one of probably my top 10. I love this LV
That's
Cole
nice.
cover.
Look at the border on there. I love the
Isn't that a
border.
cool border?
Yeah, yeah.
And the
the
way he
candy
did
cane
Santa,
logo.
Santa's kind of halfway between, the Coca-Cola Santa and then the Victorian Jolly Elf Santa.
And the black background and the sleigh going
Yeah.
over the village at night and the lights are on and the snow's everywhere. It's cool.
And this is probably a fine plus. And boy, I had a hard time getting it. It doesn't come up often, and then they're generally really beat to hell.
What
Is
year
that what
is it from?
is that the title of it? Holiday Comics, or what is the actual
Yeah,
real
Holiday
title?
Comics is the title. There's, I don't know, like maybe 10 or 12. There's probably 3 or 4 Christmas issues in it, and then it has like a 4th of July issue and an Easter issue. So there's
That's
some
nice,
Santa Claus
too.
movies.
He looks a little scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, come here, little boy, and he's got
Yes.
candy. Is that Walt Scott?
Yeah.
That's a
Wow.
Walt. Oh yeah, well, I'm looking right at it. That white guy. I have that comic. Another great
Square-bound.
one.
Boy, that's nice.
Yeah.
Joe Joy.
It's another nice one. You don't see that too often.
So that's a
W.T.
girl
Grant.
Jack in the Box.
Wow.
Everybody's insanely happy in that world.
Yes.
That's from Grant's department store, it looks like. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Well, you
W.T.
should
Grant.
move there and shake things up, Gratu.
No, I'm joyous looking at this stuff. I'd be joyous in that world. It's just not in Joe Biden's world.
Now, see, Santa's
That's
helping.
nice. I like that.
If he'd have been helping Robin, Robin wouldn't have had that trouble.
Yeah.
Yes, I showed that on Night Tiger. That's a great.
Yeah, I thought you did.
Now, Porky Pig's girlfriend, when did she appear in actual animation?
Oh, I don't know if she did.
So she's a creation purely of comics,
Well, don't quote me.
or maybe these new Spielberg type cartoons?
I showed that one too. Doggone it.
She put that
That's
in the
a
meat
great
grinder,
cover.
making mini candies, making mini candy canes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting
Rocket
down
Man.
there.
Clever cover. Very
Rocket
clever.
Man, have her putting a cat into that and some guts coming out of it.
A little help from Superman, and you'll make it down there.
Well, I could do that, Gratu, but I didn't think you kind of like that sort of thing.
Well, I just think of altering things to make
That's a
them
great cover. I
funny,
had
you
that.
know,
That's great.
brilliant.
And then I'll end with one more slab here.
Is that one of the earlier ones? That one right there that you just showed?
I'm
yeah.
sorry. Yeah, I think this is the first one, Captain.
Okay, I got
Yeah.
that one. It's not in that great a shape though, but
And then there's Batman Jack in the Boxes.
that's another nice one.
Wow.
A little weird,
Yeah, isn't it? It's kind of an odd one.
kind
But
of an
they're
odd one, yeah, but it's a nice one.
All right, well that's it for tonight for me.
All right.
Great stuff. Great stuff.
I just because Breen's here and we got to Breen everything.
Oh,
yeah.
Why don't I have that cover?
There we go.
A double one. A double whammy.
And Gratu was mentioning Petunia. Petunia is not too happy with Bugs because he's using her underwear
Oh.
as
Well, that Bugs, man. He's
Change it to a
always
bra.
getting into trouble.
See how ticked off she is?
Yeah, man.
You
He's
can't go
getting
wrong
into
with Looney
trouble,
Tunes. All right. Anybody got anything else?
I do have one that I forgot to show last time.
All
I don't know
right.
if I don't know if I'm not sure if I can even show this whole thing, but
Oh yeah, you could show that. You got a copy of that, huh?
Yeah, if they take me down because of that, they've got serious issues.
yeah, I was going through a box and that comes up in I'm sure you guys are all familiar. This is from the Archie Christian line.
Oh yeah,
Right.
and it's a
yeah,
great story.
Yeah, it's but I saw that. And then I looked it up and said, "Holy sheep dip! This is actually worth money."
Yeah,
Not
it is.
this condition is about a 5, but I said it's
Yeah,
it's
I've seen that at my local comic shop, and the guy had it in his little booth for sale. And I said, "Are you going to try to put that on eBay as well?" He goes, "When I try to put that on the internet, I get all kinds of flack. So he's just selling it locally." So
It's a Christian comic. It's anti-Nazi.
right, but that symbol that's just like verboten,
it's a lot of imagery, and she has quite the smile on her
But
face.
that Spire line wasn't just Archie. They had one about Tom Landry because he was very.
Sure.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
in that
yeah.
box too.
I
That's a
would
great-
go in a Christian bookstore and they'd have that comic, and they had Dennis the Menace. That wasn't from that line, I don't think, but they had Dennis the Menace religious comics too. And then
Oh,
the Archie
great.
ones were insane because the characters were drawn with these big eyes. They all looked like they were on meth, and then they were just like they looked like insane versions of the Archie crew. It was in those Christian ones.
So here's your answer, Grud, too. Fireballs looked it up for you. She appeared in a 1937 cartoon.
Okay, all right.
But it must be like a rare appearance because I don't recall seeing her very often.
Yeah, I don't think she was that often.
Yeah, no, and I agree with Grateful Dog. That was a heck of a first issue last week for Joseph.
Oh well, thank you. I appreciate that.
I need to get to a comic store because I'm getting behind on stuff.
Captain, you got anything else?
Yeah, I got a few things.
All right.
I picked this up. I'm gonna probably end up taking it out of the slab. I got it pretty cheap. It's a 2.0.
Nice.
But it's got a lot of issues. A lot of the cover is gone. I mean, look at that.
Yeah,
on the bottom.
I could turn that into Dick Tracy.
Really? Oh yeah.
Yeah, not too bad.
Not too bad. But I don't even think it's a 2.0. I think it's more like it's Joe Manley cover, Joe Manili cover. I think it's a 1.5 more.
That's where I was thinking, kind of along the same lines.
That one looks so
Shared
fragile.
also.
I would almost keep that in the shelf just because it looks.
Yeah,
so
I don't know. I might keep it in here. It's even says slightly brittle pages. I mean,
Do you ever have slabs with little broken pieces of the comic at the bottom of them? Do they break apart?
I've never had anything like that.
I'm just wondering if anyone does.
But anyway, here's a Howdy Doody from 1951.
Oh, that's crazy looking.
Yeah, it's kind of.
He looks like the demented version from the Will Elder Mad comic.
Little weird. From a distance, this might look like a holiday cover. It looks like snow, but it's confetti.
Oh,
wow! President Porky.
I think that would be an improvement.
Yeah.
Yeah, Porky's Romance. I'm looking it up here. I'm seeing if it's on YouTube here.
There's a Bugs Bunny 289 from 1950.
Very nice. That's a bondage cover. Too bad Jambo can't see that.
Yeah, that's a bondage cover, and maybe a little bit inappropriate, isn't it? Because
what are they talking about on the cover? That on the back cover they teach you how to make that an animated cover. What is the deal on that?
I don't know.
Well, if you would cut little slits around the
Oh,
head,
you know what? Yeah, if you you got to cut it up.
Would you
Yeah.
do that
Make
for us so we can see it?
You got to cut it up to make it 3D. I think.
Oh, okay.
yeah, there's
Well,
a Donald Duck
And
that
then
does
you
that
can, then you
too.
can move it around or something. And
all you have to do is go to Kinko's and make a color copy, and then you could
Sure.
cut that up, and then
Yeah.
I ain't gonna go through all that.
yeah, I know, but it's something to do.
I got plenty to do, man. I've
When
been
the
working,
tenants aren't bothering you,
doing
you
a
can
lot
do
of
that.
work and stuff, man. Here's Marmaduke the mouse. I like him a lot better than Mickey the mouse.
Yeah.
Ah,
This is 1956 December. Underwater cover. Very hard to find these underwater covers. And Patsy and Hetty number 46. I bought this because I got this affinity for rain covers.
Hmm.
It's from 1956.
Well, at least he's sharing that umbrella.
Yeah, with
He's got his priorities.
then I had a bunch of other stuff, but I don't know. It's mostly horror stuff, actually. I don't know if you want me to show these or.
Well, yeah, sure.
Yeah. There's a Marvel Tales number 135.
Excellent. Big Loch Ness sea monster. Cool.
And there's a Strange Tales 153.
oh wow.
Oldie but goodie.
Yeah, it's got the big hands coming out
Giant
of there.
hands. Yeah.
The big hands. There's another kind of a giant hand. I mean, his hand is really. This is a really cool cover, man. It brings out a lot of emotion there and fear. You know, these guys are about to drown in a steel coffin, submarine.
Bill Everett, right?
Yeah, it's a Bill Everett cover.
That's a good guess. You're probably right. Yeah.
I could be wrong. I don't know.
No, it's Bill Everett. Covers Bill Everett, and
Cool.
from 1952, and hand is kind of prominent there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a Journey in the Mystery number 55.
Oh, yeah.
Giant hand coming out of the clouds.
Hmm.
This Jack Kirby. Jack Kirby.
Yeah.
From 1959. Nice cover, nice skyline there. And here's a Marvel Tales 130. I think this is Russ Heath. From 1955. Russ Heath, yeah.
Yes. I've blown that up for a poster.
You have?
Oh, yeah. It's gorgeous.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So it looks like you're making a giant collection. Is that what you're doing here?
Kind of, I'm kind of picking stuff out of my collection and picking things up, as I go along in a different. But I'm running out of money now, so I got to sell some of my doubles and other stuff that I don't really collect that much anymore, and then I can reinvest it, and pay off some bills too. Well, that's all I got here. Oh, a couple of these. I got these from Time Travel Comics. Shit. Christmas presents. Half-price books.
Do they have that in Chicago? Half price books?
Oh yeah, there's 3 or 4 of them. I don't know which one he went to, but yeah, we got those. In the near suburb, they're all in the near suburbs. Hey, there it is. Oh, I've got to get that.
Wow.
Blow me down.
Oh, look at those.
Blow me up. Just lovely, lovely. That's a nice.
Yeah, I couldn't
nice
resist.
detail.
All right. Well, I'm having a lot of fun. I don't want to pull the plug, but
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff. I got a lot of sea devils and stuff here. Oops, I gotta change my hat, damn it, again. That's
well,
my fourth hat. Ow.
we witnessed the changing of the hat ceremony. All right.
That's what they call me, Cap Strange Hat. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll pull the plug for tonight. Thank you, Joe, for joining us.
Yeah.
Hopefully we didn't.
Hey, wait a minute.
What? Somebody's interrupting my ending.
Wait a minute. There's another giant hand. Third
Whoa.
appearance of Metalman. Showcase. What is this? Showcase number
39.
I can hardly see that. You can see that from here? Yeah, 39.
No, I priced the 38 earlier today.
Oh, I mean, you know.
What did you
That's
price
right.
that?
Oh, and here's, wait, one more. Sea Devils number 27. Giant hand again.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
It's got the stamp on it. Look at the big stamp.
What does
I
it
kind of
say?
like it, though.
What store is it?
What does it say, man? Reader's Choice. I think this was maybe it was in a barber shop or something. I don't know. I pull it out of here, man. Reader's Choice book exchange and variety. Oh, Edmonton.
Oklahoma?
I don't know. Edmonton. I can't make it out there.
Yeah, it says Edmonton.
Edmonton where?
Oh,
Alabama?
looks like an A in there, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There may be a lot of Edmontons and
Move that hand out of the way we could read it.
I find the history of where comics have been kind of fun. It's before area codes.
So, okay. I won't interrupt you again.
No, that was actually worth it. I appreciate it. I agree with Lead Paint. It was a great show, gentlemen. Joe, do you have any future big news coming up?
Yeah, I mean, Dahlia's going to be 6 issues, so issue 1's out last week, so that's going to be coming out for the next few months. I also edit Cherish over at Dynamite. Issue 2 just came out today as well. I don't know how many of the people maybe listening are in the North Jersey area, but I am doing a signing at East Side Mags on Saturday from 1 to 5. It's in Montclair, New Jersey. So on the off chance that affects anyone, I'll just throw that out there. I can't necessarily get into details on some of the other things I'm working on. I did submit an outline for a graphic novel I'll be writing next year. So, things are moving along.
All right, good. I do know we have one viewer. I'm trying to find his. It's called Why Not. He's in New Jersey.
Why not art? Yeah. Tony?
Yeah, I was trying to. He's recently dropped a video, and I haven't got a chance to see it. But
Okay.
he showed up in the chat, and I hear. Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about. Why Not is in the New Jersey area. So
Nice. Well, if he wants a Happy Horror Days or anything else I worked on sign and wants to come by, and happy to oblige.
all right. Okay. I guess that'll do it. Well, there's been another hat change while I was.
Yeah, I
busy.
got another book here to show.
Ooh.
Astonishing number 47. It's a Bill Everett cover, 1956.
Very good. I had to go to him. We got to see his hat. So
Yes.
Rocket ship in the barn. There's a rocket ship in the barn, Henry. Oh, Martha, you've been sipping on that apple juice again.
So is that a homemade hat or?
Oh, I think it belonged to my wife.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, happy birthday. Yeah, so I got the candles up here, and there's a battery that's supposed to lights up and they move or something. I don't know. My birthday isn't until January.
I need a hat with all the snakes on it, like Medusa. That'd be cool.
So, graphic, are we doing a show next week?
Yeah, why wouldn't we? What's?
Oh, I saw so many people saying their Merry Christmases. I thought maybe they knew something I didn't.
Oh, I think everybody's in the mood for Christmas, even though it's not even the 15th. So
I'm gonna try to get a video up again. You know, I don't know how many more I can do before Christmas, but
I might have to break out the hideous Marvel Christmas sweater for next
Uh-oh.
week.
yeah, I made this myself, man. Made this a couple years ago. Ain't it nice?
yeah,
Made from a real branch. I took these things, you could buy them at the Dollar Tree, you know, and you could drill holes in the branch and then glue them in there, and then you decorate it. I got a coffee can and I put sand in there and gravel, and it's got lights. See?
okay.
I don't know if they show up. Let me get the other one on here. There.
That's cool.
Pretty nice, huh?
Yeah.
I put a little green burlap around the can. My mother used to say, "You're such a clever little boy."
Well, I guess she could say worse. All right.
She is. Yeah.
All right. On behalf of all my guests and everybody in the chat, we thank you so much. Yes, we will be here next Wednesday. So until then, Merry Christmas, and thank you all for showing. Yes, and the alarm got set off. Tell your friends and spread the word. So until then, happy drawing. Good night, folks.
Good night,
Good night.
kids.
Merry Christmas if we don't see you.